First of all, congratulations on winning the Entrepreneur of the Year this year. Stiff competition, but we're excited that you guys are our winners, and it's the McMahon family of Door County Brewing. And can you guys give the folks a little history on Door County Brewing, how you got started, where you got started, why you got started, and how we got here today?
Sure. So it's a family business, and this is our family, obviously. And on the end is Ben. He's our youngest son. Ben is in charge of sales. And so he sells the Hacienda brands, the Door County brands, and he sells the Magnolia cheese. Danny is our oldest son. He's the head brewer. And then Angie's my wife. She's the general manager of Door County Brewing Company Tap Room and Music Hall. And then Elise is in charge of our operations. And for those of you who don't know how Elise fits in the family, it's really hard to explain.
Well, being a small family business, you guys get along okay? You guys,
I'm going to speak to this.
No WrestleMania after work?
No, I'd like to say that this whole business just took a life of its own. When Danny got started brewing and then we moved back, everything just kind of laid itself out in front of us. It wasn't easy, but we could see a direction, and John, as a leader, kept us moving in that direction. And we get along and we don't get along. And I'd say the first 2 years it was rough. It was really rough. But we finally found our places and where we excel and where our talents are, all of us as a whole. And that helped a whole lot. And now we're all able to do our jobs, have our meetings, report, and go back into our jobs.
And I'm only allowed in the building an hour a week, and that seems to help for some reason.
Probably for the best.
It's a lot more calm. Yeah, so I was living in Minnesota, and we had some friends up here who were interested in getting a brewery going, and they pulled him in, and they said they were looking for a brewer, and lucky enough, I had been homebrewing enough to kind of know what I was doing, so they offered me that position, and then it was also a great way to move back here, because we kind of grew up with the idea being that unless you want to work in restaurants or start a farm or something like that, there wasn't a whole lot of full-time jobs up here for anybody our age. So this opportunity came about, and it was a great way. It was what I wanted to do first off, and then it was also just a great way to do it here.
Cool. You guys have grown quite a bit. You started in a different building. How many years were you in that building?
Almost 4.
Yeah.
And then what was the process and the impetus to move into here and build this brand new, beautiful building?
Well, unfortunately, the reason we moved over here is business was so good.
Good problem to have.
Yeah, it was a good problem. And we ran out of space, and we just could tell that there was more demand than what we could service over there, both inside the building for the tap room, and the music was really growing in popularity. And then also our production capabilities was limited by the space in the other building. And it also gave us an opportunity by coming over here to really change kind of the course of where we were taking Door County Brewing, not really changing that course, but adding Hacienda Beer Company to the portfolio, which really gave us the ability to do what we intentionally set out to do originally, but we were too naive to figure it out in the beginning. So it all worked out for us.
That's good. You guys have kind of become a cultural mainstay in a pretty short amount of time. You guys do the music, you guys do some trivia. You know, what have you guys put into in terms of effort and thought in terms of building that culture? You guys are kind of a Northern Door staple. Has that been on purpose? Has that been an accident? Folks are here all the time and they're pretty passionate about spending time here. How did that come about?
Well, I feel like Door County gives a unique opportunity. I don't think we would have been able to do the music and beer, and I feel like they were patient with us to grow. And I feel like some of our customers are basically family and could work here. They are around so much, so.
That's awesome. You guys have kind of spread your wings and tried a few other ventures. Can you speak a little bit about the cheese and about some other things you guys have going on, Hacienda's launch?
Yeah, for Hacienda, we've met a bunch of people over the years, different artists. We've learned a lot of new things as we've grown, and we wanted an outlet to do some styles, work with some artists for labels and designs that maybe weren't cohesive with the Door County Brewing Company brand. So we launched Hacienda in February of this year as an outlet to do a little bit more experimental styles, not kind of corner ourselves with having to brew 4 year-round beers and X amount of seasonals, but giving us an opportunity to brew any style we want, work with any artist, and not stick to a standard production schedule. It's just a really nice creative outlet for us.
And then our cheese business is called Magnolia Cheese, and we are purveyors of fine, custom-cut artisan cheese. We've been selling cheese boards here since our first year in business, and they've been really easy to handle. They take a little bit of, not much space. It's easy for our servers and bartenders to get the hang of it, so we figured we would take that model and move it throughout the rest of the state. And our sales reps are already in the restaurants and taverns that would be doing that sort of cheese board. So it was just sort of a no-brainer to start offering that to everybody else.
And then Angie has been working mostly on the bands, and when we opened this building in July, I think it was maybe a week later that we changed the name to Music Hall, and we knew that music was a really big part of what we were doing, but we decided to make it the forefront of what we do in this facility, in this building here. So Angie books the bands, Angie and Ben, and so every weekend throughout the year we have a band, at least on Saturdays, and then from May to the end of October we do Friday and Saturday live music.
Well, congratulations once again. You guys are a very deserving winner, a very deserving family. So thanks for all you do for Door County, Northern Door County, Bailey's Harbor. You guys are a staple of the neighborhood here. So thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.